I'm looking at a week 12 lab assignment to make some corrections in the days left column, column G, whereas the information is not displaying correctly. As I look in my function, I am taking the information here from E9, which is the sell by date, and I am looking at subtracting it, and in the formula bar is F25. Of course, in F25, I don't have any data. So naturally, if this function looks at F26, again, there's no data. Naturally, I don't have the correct results returned. So how do we fix this? As I look here in G8, I do have the correct function, and I'm returning the correct value. I'm going to show two ways of doing this. So in the first instance, really what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all these cells in column G from row 9 to row 20. And on the Home tab, I'm simply going to go to the Editing panel and I'm going to clear. So I removed everything. Now when I look back at my function in column G, row 8, I can simply just put in the absolute reference. And what I mean by that is putting in the $ before F so that the absolute reference is always in column F and the $ before row 24, which means when I actually use my fill handle and I drag down without using the absolute reference, we're not looking always absolutely at column F, row 24. It will then go to 25, 26, 27, 28. So in order to correct that, I would need to put in the absolute reference. So I always want to look at column F, row 24. And by using the $, that creates the absolute reference. Then when my fill handle is dragged down in each one of these rows, I am always looking at taking the sell by date, which I see in this example of E12, and I'm looking at subtracting F24, which is the current date. So that is now making sure that all of my data shows up correctly. Additionally, as another way of doing this, I will clear this out again on the Home tab in the Editing panel. I will just go ahead and clear all. And I can start my function, as we know, with the equal sign, and I'm looking at that sell by date, which is cell E8. And I'm looking to subtract, and I'm looking to subtract the current date. So with my mouse, I simply clicked in cell F24. And now I'll press the Enter key on my keyboard. So the data is now all displayed as a date, which we know we're not looking for a date, we're looking for a number. I simply need to select all of my data, and on the Home tab in the Numbers panel, I can see that my cell is formatted as a date. In the pull-down arrow, I can simply change that to General. And now I am able to display the numeric value. The next thing I'll need to do is work on using the COUNTIF function for my output area, and of course, using VLOOKUP for my grade. That's in the initial video I did. I just wanted to add something here. Step 5 of our assignment lab directions requires you need to add another output area here. Read step 5 of the assignment directions because this is where you're going to put in your favorite fruit or vegetable that is from this list. So look at this list and pick one of these fruits or vegetables, and that you will enter in here. You'll need to then use the COUNTIF function based on the fruit or vegetable you put in, which you'll see in the original assignment video that I loaded. So you'll need to continue on and do the function for the grade column and the countif function for the output area.